Welcome back, everyone. Well, we give the Take Three panel a week off, take a break from the political fray this week to make way for one of the friends of the program back to tell us about what's coming up tomorrow and other good things about Goodwill of Northwest Ohio is Bob Huber. He's the president and CEO of Goodwill Industries. Great to see you again, Bob.
Lee, thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming in. It's been a while since we had you on the program. There are things to talk about. We'll mention this real briefly. There's 13 ABC proud to be a main sponsor.
Naming sponsor.
Naming sponsor. I got to make sure our sales manager, Mary Gerken, understands that I get that correct. Of the Goodwill Golf Outing, the Summer Classic, which is coming up tomorrow at Stone Ridge Golf Club. We have a great time, and it's really one of the better events of the summer. We look forward to it.
We're happy with it. We're just hoping that we have a good weather day. Hopefully we are. It's looking good. We're sold out on it. We have good sponsorship, and we're really happy to have this again. One of the earlier events in the season.
Yeah, went back to the spring, and one of the great golf courses in the area, no question about it. Let's talk about Goodwill and the mission of Goodwill, and it's an interesting mission because it's a relatively short statement, and people may not, they think of Goodwill, and we talk about this when you're on, they think of the stores. That's the immediate thought that comes to mind. But Goodwill Industries of Northwest Ohio assists people with barriers to employment to achieve independence.
Correct.
Go ahead and expound on that.
We're dealing with about 1,300 people a year. And what they do is it's typically people that are teenagers on up, adults, that need to get job skills, need retraining. Some people have been laid off. Others have disabilities. Other people have been incarcerated and maybe are coming back. Physical illness, mental illness, substance abuse, but all those folks that are at a stage now to get back into the workforce, retrained, and to become productive citizens.
And how has it evolved over the last 5 to 10 years? How successful has Goodwill been? There are still challenges out there in getting these people employed, but tell us about some of the success stories.
Well, it's rather interesting. We have about 300 employees at Goodwill, and about 100 of the people have come through our training. So we have people working in the stores, we have people working on our custodial contracts, we have people that are in our workforce development area as job coaches, in just all different aspects. That's not our main goal, though. Our main goal is to get people trained or to give them a piece of the puzzle as they move ahead.
And send them out,
to get competitive jobs in the community. So we have job coaches that are all over the community, plugged in with different companies and working with people.
So many organizations, charitable organizations in town, are in need of things. Your organization also needs, well, you rely on donations.
Right.
Tell us about some of the things that you're more in need of now than ever.
Our mission is really the 1,300 people that we work with, and we have professional staff, a highly professional staff. We depend on our retail division to support that. And that's
the stores out there.
The stores and the donation stations and all that. So that's really what drives everything for the organization, because we don't get a lot of other funding. It's really an internal engine that we have that really keeps us going. I was telling you briefly before we came on the air that textiles are pretty good, clothing items, and by the way, we can use all clothing. It doesn't have to be just gently used. We can use all clothing.
And people don't understand that. They think, I just don't want to dump it off at Goodwill.
Yeah, well,
right?
we can take it because no clothing is thrown into the landfill. We can recycle it or reuse it, rags or whatnot. We can use every piece of clothing. Nothing's been in the landfill for 20 years. But what we really need right now, though, are hard goods, household goods such as kitchenware, such as lamps, things that you may be setting around, vases, artwork, things like that. We're very low on hard goods these days. So that would be the one thing. If people are looking around, they're having yard sales, they're having garage sales.
It is that time of the year, no question, right?
And if they're finished, they can go to any of our 20, either our 12 stores or our 8 donation centers, drop it off, get a tax slip for it. But particular emphasis on those hard goods, household wares.
We've had you on a number of times in the past at the kind of the height of this recession. Where's Goodwill now in reference to where the economy is?
It's been tough to place people. You know, with unemployment, you know, it had been at around 10%. Fortunately, it's dropped now in Ohio and in our area somewhat, but still it's rather difficult for us. And if you have a person with a disability or a barrier to employment, if the unemployment is 10%, let's say, or 8%, it's probably 40 or 50% for the people that we work with. So there's so many people flooding the unemployment ranks and looking for jobs that we have to, we have to be very careful and work very closely with the employers to get our folks in. Our job developers are very skilled at that, of working with the employment, with the employment specialists at companies and organizations to get them in. Funding, it's always a little erratic for organizations since the recession, but that's why we have to depend so much on our stores and whatnot. Because try to get grants and to try to get certain state and federal funding is still a little difficult.
Grants are a big part of it, are they not?
That's correct.
And you really depend on those grants.
Right.
You got something called the auto auction too.
Right,
Tell us about that. We don't have much time, but
Okay.
what the auto auction's all about.
The auto auction, you can donate your car to us. You can get a tax slip for what we auction it off for. We'll do all the paperwork. We'll notarize all your papers that you need. And we have an auto auction coming up Saturday, June the 9th. It's over on LaGrange Street, and we're going to have 60+ vehicles there, and it's great. A whole variety of cars, very interesting to pick through. We usually have about 300 people there going and waiting for that auction. It only takes about an hour and a half. Very interesting.
You've been the president of Goodwill Industries of Northwest Ohio for how long now?
12 years.
And what's changed in the 12 years since you started? Where you were and where you are now?
We're over 3 times as large. Is one thing. We've grown. We're opening a lot of stores in a lot of the 13 counties that we have. Our workforce development is larger. We're working with more people rather than several hundred. We're, as I said, 1,300. And we have a lot more custodial contracts.
We appreciate you coming in as always, Bob. And best of luck at the golf outing tomorrow. Like you said, sold out, so congratulations on that. I'll see you out there. We'll have some fun. Hey, it won't rain. Can't rain on the Goodwill golf outing. Although it did a little bit last year, I remember. Yes. But we had a great time. Make it a great Sunday, everybody. Enjoy the weather today. I know it's like summer out there today. Enjoy it. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Indy 500 next Sunday.